The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 1,005, with 17 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 8 additional cases were reported with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Bella Shaw. It's Thursday, October 14th. New evidence is showing that mixing and matching the different COVID-19 vaccines when receiving the booster shot is safe and effective. That's according to a new study by the National Institutes of Health. It revealed that mixing the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines actually sparked stronger immune system responses than with Johnson & Johnson. While the new NIH study is yet to be peer-reviewed, the data found that people who received the J&J vaccine produced stronger antibody levels after they received booster shots made by Moderna or Pfizer compared to boosters from Johnson & Johnson. And those who were originally vaccinated with the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines and received either company's booster shot produced similarly strong immune responses. The data will be presented tomorrow to the Food and Drug Administration's Advisory Committee, which is meeting today and Friday to consider recommending the emergency use authorization of booster shots of the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines. The research involved 37 doctors and academics who studied 458 volunteers 2 and 4 weeks after the boosters were administered. These boosters were given 4 to 6 months after the initial vaccination. Experts say more research is needed to gauge how boosters perform across different age groups, races, and ethnicities, and in people with various underlying conditions. Baby aspirin is no longer recommended for preventing heart attacks or strokes. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force announced changes to the 2016 recommendation as new evidence emerged, suggesting that baby aspirin can actually cause harm for older adults. The task force posted a draft statement recommending adults ages 40 to 59 who are at a higher risk for cardiovascular disease but do not have a history of the disease decide with their clinician on whether to start taking aspirin based on individual circumstances. This is the first time the task force has recommended that adults in their 40s talk to their doctors about whether to take this drug for heart health. The draft also says adults ages 60 and older should not start taking aspirin to prevent heart disease and stroke because new evidence shows that potential harms cancel out the benefits. The task force recommendation is not for those already taking aspirin for a previous heart attack or stroke. Medical experts say those individuals should continue their medication unless told by their doctor. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S., causing roughly 1 in 4 deaths. Tomorrow is the deadline if you haven't filed your 2020 tax return yet and want to be considered for a Golden State stimulus check. Every Californian who turns in their taxes by Friday, October 15th, is eligible for a payment of up to $1,100, according to the state's Franchise Tax Board. The payments will be based off of last year's taxes, with one of the main qualifications being that the resident's earnings are between $1,000 and $75,000. The individual also needs to have a valid Social Security number or an individual taxpayer identification number and not be claimed by anyone else as a dependent. Under the Golden State Stimulus 2 program, eligible Californians will receive a payment for $600 plus an extra $500 if they claimed at least one dependent. The Franchise Tax Board has an online resource that helps people figure out if they qualify for this payment and if so, how much. Just go to ftb.ca.gov and click on the Golden State Stimulus 2 tab. If you're planning to mail out some holiday gifts this year, here are some important dates to consider. FedEx, UPS, and the U.S. Postal Service released recommended shipping dates to make sure that cards and gifts arrive in time for the holidays. FedEx says for ground economy service, aim to send out your packages by December 9th. It's the ground and home delivery option that gives you until December 15th. And if you're a procrastinator willing to pay some extra money, you can mail your gifts via overnight services by December 23rd and same-day service on the 24th. UPS encourages customers to check its website for quotes on ground shipping. It recommends December 22nd for second-day air services and December 23rd for next-day air services. But here's an important note. UPS service guarantee is suspended for most services due to COVID-19. And USPS says aim for December 17th for first-class mail, December 18th for priority mail, and December 23rd for priority mail express. The shipping service providers say in general, try to ship your cards and gifts early and expect to pay a lot more as it gets closer to Christmas and the holidays if you want your loved ones to get them in time. The Transportation Security Administration reported a record number of confiscated firearms this year. TSA officers were able to prevent nearly 4,500 travelers from boarding airplanes with guns. Now, that's more than the previous record set in 2019. The agency says it collected roughly 11 firearms and carry-on bags for every 1 million passengers screened. In 2019, that number was 5 per 1 million. The administration says the new numbers set a 20-year record with still 3 months left of the year, and even despite a lower number of travelers at airports due to the pandemic. Officials urge travelers to review instructions for safely packing weapons in their checked bags, as well as looking into local laws and ordinances regarding firearm possession. Guns must be unloaded and locked inside a hard case. Requirements are loosening for two of the biggest music festivals to take place in California. Golden Voice Productions, the group that puts on Coachella and Stagecoach each year, will not require mandatory vaccinations to enter the event for either of the music festivals when they are brought back in April of 2022. The new policy is scaling back previously laid out rules, which required proof of full vaccination for all concert goers. Now attendees will just need to show proof of either a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours of the event or proof of full vaccination. Organizers say this change in policy is because of the low transmission and rising vaccination rates countrywide, as well as safety measures at recent events they've hosted this month. Both festivals were canceled in 2020 and in 2021 due to the pandemic. A popular attraction at Disneyland returns just in time for the weekend. Disney announced the Monorail will be back in operation beginning tomorrow after being closed for nearly a year and a half. The Monorail has been a mainstay for the theme park since its debut at the resort in 1959, giving park goers a unique aerial view of parts of Disneyland and Disney California Adventure Park. The 2.5-mile, 13-minute ride boards at two locations, one inside Disneyland at Tomorrowland and one outside at downtown Disney District, which also serves as a point of entrance into the theme park. The founder of Disneyland, Walt Disney, had said he hoped for the monorail to not only provide a scenic journey above the park, but also create a solution for mass transportation needs all around the world. Now, the monorail system was purely an entertainment attraction when it opened and didn't function as transportation for guests until 1961. The operating hours should be posted on Disneyland's website and on their app once the attraction officially reopens. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce hosted its latest ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday afternoon.
2.5.
3.
Today's event is the reopening and remodeling of the KW South Bay office. We're very happy and very pleased with it. I just wanted to thank the agents, the leadership, the owners, and ultimately the mayor and the Chamber of Commerce.
It's a very important business to us, so that's why myself and some of our council members stopped by to enjoy this occasion. It's an honor to have so many great businesses in our community, this being one of them.
Community leaders and chamber members gathered to celebrate the reopening of Keller Williams Realty South Bay. After 17 years in the same location, the company was thrilled to reopen their doors after renovations included a more modern look and feel to their facility. KW South Bay, known as one of the top performing realty groups in the South Bay, has been a staple in the Torrance community from commercial to residential real estate. Keller Williams Realty South Bay is located at 23670 Hawthorne Boulevard in Torrance. As we wrap up this week, be sure to tune in to Weekends in Torrance on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right here on City Cable. Come visit Chado Tea Room in downtown Torrance as they've reopened their main sitting room to see what safety protocols and measures are in place to keep employees and the community safe from COVID transmission while still being able to enjoy all that Chado has to offer. Then head across town to Mr. Jack-O-Lantern's Pumpkin Patch in Torrance, where kids of all ages can enjoy the traditions of the fall season. Meet the family behind this local pumpkin patch. Then, the City of Torrance brings back the annual Excellence in Arts Awards event in person once again. This annual tradition celebrates the work of local artists, musicians, dancers, and supporters of the arts in Torrance. We'll introduce you to each of the winners and hear firsthand why this award means so much. Due to the extended length of this week's City Council meeting, Weekends in Torrance will broadcast at 4 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just for this weekend. You can watch it on Spectrum Cable Channel 3, Fios Channel 31, or stream it on our website, as well as on YouTube. Well, before we go at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, the future of the Toyota Sports Complex remains uncertain as its lease is set to expire at the end of the month. The popular athletic field located at 555 Maple Avenue has been an important part of the Torrance community since 2014. In 2011, the city signed a 10-year lease with the Judicial Council of California, which controls the 6.2-acre plot of land. The current lease requires Torrance to pay $1 a year to use the land. Now, the Judicial Council's proposed new lease would charge the city $33,000 a month, plus possible annual inflation increases. The field features high-quality synthetic turf and energy-efficient sports lighting for year-round soccer, football, lacrosse, and rugby, with the city investing nearly $3.2 million to create this multi-recreational sports facility. The Toyota Sports Complex also has 2 full-size soccer fields that can be broken down into 6 smaller fields. The city says nearly 56,000 people and dozens of organizations use this field every year. A public rally organized by family members of the American Youth Soccer Organization, or AYSO, will take place this Saturday, October 16th. The community is invited to show their support by joining in the rally, which begins at 10 a.m. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.